Hello guys and welcome to Vlogging Project. If your budget is about $100 and you're looking for a nice cheap phone, the Leagoo Kiicaa Mix might be the one for you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's probably the best flagship replacement phone you can buy. Why is that so? Well, let's have a look at the unboxing and we're gonna talk about it in the review later on. Okay guys, so before we do the unboxing, let's have a quick look at the specifications over here. I'm happy to see that it supports band 3, 7 and 20, which are essential over here in the UK in order to get full 4G coverage. We've got a 5.5-inch Full HD IPS LCD screen, 1.5 GHz octa-core MediaTek CPU. The rear camera is 13 megapixel plus a secondary 2 megapixel camera. The front camera is 13 megapixel as well. We've got a hybrid SIM slot which houses 2 SIM cards plus actually 1 SIM card and 1 micro SD card, or 2 SIM cards at the same time, 3 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of storage and 3000 milliamp hours of battery. So far so good, so let's have a quick look at the box. By the way, Leagoo Kiicaa Mix, official partner of Tottenham Hotspur. I don't know what that means exactly, but anyway, that's not important, guys. Let's see what do we have in the box quickly. We've got a couple of goodies, and I definitely didn't expect some of this stuff to be included in such a cheap phone, guys. Of course, you've got the paperwork over here. You've got a USB Type-C cable. We've got a fast charger. Let me show you guys how fast is this charger. It's 5 volts 2 amps, and that results in a very quick charging times. These are my notes over here: half an hour 38%, 1 hour 76, and total 1 hour 45%, which is basically as good as the Samsung Galaxy S9, which is surprising. Now inside the box you've got this USB Type-C earbuds as well. They sound good, actually better than I was expecting, but the bass is not that deep, to be honest with you. Now if you're thinking that this phone, because it doesn't have a 3.5mm jack, you have to use one of those dongles over here. They're not included in the box, but the thing is that the sound coming out of each of those dongles for some reason is not good, guys. It's not even halfway decent. I don't know what they've done. Is it some sort of a hardware or software limitation? But you're pretty much stuck with those USB headphones over there. And lastly, you've got a case. And man, I wish I used that case, because I'll show you in a second. Now before that is the SIM card tray. As you can see over here, guys, 2 SIMs or 1 SIM, 1 micro SD. It's made of metal, by the way. This is made of metal, which is excellent and very good. Now if I use that case, probably I wouldn't have cracked the screen, guys. Check this one out. There is a whole piece missing of the screen, and there's a big ding over here on this side. Basically, if it flew out of my inside pocket of my jacket, it fell on a concrete like that, it jumped out and fell one more time like that, cracking this piece out of the screen. But surprisingly, the touchscreen still works. It's not like some of the Sony phones where you got a small crack and the touchscreen freezes. This one is still working perfectly fine, but I'm gonna come back to that a little bit later on. Now the design language of the phone definitely follows the Sharp Aquos Crystal series. If you remember, 3 years ago Sharp was the first one to come up with this idea with a totally bezel-less phone, which still looks modern after so long of a time, guys. And what's special about this phone is that the earpiece, they're using some innovative technologies inside, piezoelectric speaker or something like that. Now the speaker on the Leagoo Kiicaa Mix is not piezoelectric, although you can't really see the speaker over here, but actually is at the top of the phone, guys, which is very weird. So basically, when when you speak on the phone, the sound is going upwards, which is a little bit awkward, but surprisingly you can hear very well. So nice. What else do we have? We've got a fingerprint reader. It works pretty good, guys. Check this out. It's very accurate. It's not the fastest one in the world, but at least it's very accurate, and it unlocks 100% of the time, guys. Well, 99%. That's the 30 megapixel front facing camera. Well, front facing is kind of bottom facing, and it's a little bit fiddly if you want to use this camera, but anyway. Now on this side we've got the SIM tray, on the other side we've got the power button, which is reached, and we've got the volume rocker, which is made of metal as well. And the whole design of the phone, that's another speaker. By the way, you've got a stereo speaker setup, one over here And what on the bottom over here, that's the microphone and the USB Type-C port over here. Now, what's interesting about the design of this phone is that it's very lightweight, and the plastic at the back, some sort of a weird coating, guys. Very, very weird coating. It almost feels like metal a little bit, and I've got totally no scratches on the phone whatsoever, even from the drop. I mean, I've got no other scratches on this phone, which is surprising, and the phone definitely feels very, very lightweight in the hand, guys, and it's overall very comfortable. Yeah, English. But yeah, overall design and build quality, I give it a thumbs up, and you can see even if you break the screen, guys, absolutely everything works 100% of the time, so you shouldn't worry about the screen too much, to be honest with you. And now the screen itself, that's the thing that you're gonna be staring at all day long, and this screen is beautiful, guys. It's absolutely beautiful. Let me show you a couple of wallpapers that I have over here inside the Photos application. Let's see, albums. Okay, check this out, guys. This screen is absolutely amazing. You've got mirror vision as well, so you can tweak the colors directly to your liking. And I'm gonna be a little bit controversial over here, and I'm gonna go as far as saying that this screen on the Leagoo Kiicaa Mix $100 phone is actually better than the screen on the Moto X4, which costs about 2 or 3 times more, guys. And that's basically the truth. Let me see, is the Moto still alive? No, it's switched off. But this screen, believe me, it is better than the Moto X4. So basically, screen wise, I can't be happier than that. The screen is absolutely amazing on this phone, guys. Now moving on to the software itself, it's running the Lego's weird, how is it called? Let me see, whatever UI. Anyway, now Android 7, the security patch level is 5th of January 2018. That's not brilliant in terms of, you know, Chinese phones, but at least I've got one update. I didn't really know what it done to the phone, but definitely there are totally no bugs with this phone, guys, so you're gonna be happy with the overall performance. Now, one thing I should mention, that the RAM management is absolutely terrible on this phone. It's like you've got 1 gig of RAM. I mean, opening up Chrome and 2-3 other applications, I was posting something on the Twitter, and I came back to copy something, and basically my tweet was gone. So RAM management pretty poor, but apart from that, the overall performance, as you can see, is pretty quick, and opening up applications doesn't really take that long. Check this out. Let's open up Chrome. Let's open up no, this one you're not gonna see that, but yeah, let's open up Chrome. As you can see, it's okay. It's not the quickest one in the world, but you know, it's fine. It's definitely for a budget phone. It gets the job done. Now, as I said, stock Android experience, you've got two different things with this phone, guys. You can hide the buttons over here, or if you like, you can use the fingerprint reader as well. But it's a little bit weird because when you go to Chrome, let's say, and when you go over here, you don't have an option to come back. The only two options you have is press once to go home, or swipe like that to open up the multitasking, guys. So you can't really tap once and go home. I don't know why they've made it like that, but anyway, plus I'm kind of used to these buttons, so you're gonna be okay with that. Now the phone supports themes plus icons as well, which is quite handy, and most of the themes are actually free, so that's actually pretty good about this phone, guys. And apart from that, let me see, you've got double tap to wake the screen, which I have switched off because it was activating the screen in my pocket. So pretty much that's about it, guys. Now what's the difference? Intelligent assistant, yeah, about some settings about the navigation bar. You can you know, reverse the order of the buttons. Smart wake up, that's double click to light up screen. Yeah, the translation is not perfect, but anyway. Gesture operation, smart wake, you can draw V, W, whatever you like on the screen to activate it. I've got all of this stuff off because I don't use them, but if you do, that's a bonus entry. So overall, let's sum it up, guys. The software is okay, there are no bugs, the phone is definitely quick enough, it doesn't heat up that much while gaming, let's say. Oh, by the way, gaming performance, let me see what do we have, guys. Let's see what do we have. Now I'm looking for gallery. Now the phone has a gallery. Oh, by the way, that was the update. Check this out. An update, yeah, free me OS. Yes, that was the update. Nice. Now what about the gaming performance, guys? I was getting a pretty low results on all of the benchmarks, but interestingly, in reality, check this out. This Mortal Kombat is quite a heavy game, especially for the MTK low powered phones, and as you can see, it runs surprisingly smooth actually. Check this out. I definitely didn't expect that because Mortal Kombat is quite a heavy game, but it actually, I mean, considering that it's a 1080p screen, I would say that the phone does an excellent job with the gaming performance. Let me just quickly show you what I was talking about when I said the benchmarks, guys. When you go to gallery, let me see, benchmarks, check this out. There's the Kiicaa benchmark over here, and check the score. Average 20 FPS, which translates to basically about 40 FPS in real time, but I can definitely say I'm getting on Mortal Kombat at least 50 to 60 FPS, guys. I mean, overall, I was surprised with the gaming performance. I didn't expect that, so gaming performance, definitely thumbs up. And by the way, while we're still on this software part, let's talk about battery life a little bit. Now check this out, guys. 4 hours 20 minutes. My usage is always the same, so you should know me by now. 3 hours 6 minutes, 3 hours 22 minutes, 3 hours 24 minutes. Now 3 hours 29 minutes, 3 hours 30 minutes, 2 hours 23 minutes. I have no idea what I've done. I guess gaming on 4G, something like that. And you can see my usual usage, a little bit of Angry Birds, Chrome. Yeah, I was heavy on the Angry Birds, I think, with these 3 hours. So basically expect about 3 to 3.5 hours realistically on screen on time. And unfortunately, switching to Wi-Fi only is not gonna improve the battery life too much. So basically Wi-Fi light usage maximum 4 hours of screen on time, no more than that, guys. Now let me show you the speakers quickly. Check this out, guys. That's the maximum volume, unfortunately. That's one of the speakers here. There's the other one over here. But you can see that even though I've blocked all the speakers, you can still hear sound, which means don't dip this phone into water, guys, because it's gonna die straight away, especially if you have a hole and you can see the mainboard. Yeah, so basically the sound, you've got stereo speakers, one speaker here, one speaker here. It is not loud enough, guys. Let me get this straight out of the way. It is not loud enough, and the quality is not exactly good. So although you have a stereo setup, this must be the worst stereo sounding speakers I have ever heard in my life. But you know, for a cheap phone, I guess it's better to have two bad sounding speakers instead of only one bad sounding speaker, guys. So let's talk about cameras a little bit, guys. The front facing camera 13 megapixel and the rear facing setup 30 megapixel plus 2 megapixel, and I'm kind of happy to say that the secondary 2 megapixel camera is actually not fake. It doesn't mean that it's good, but at least it's not fake. You've got a dual tone flash over here as well. So let me show you a few videos and a few shots, but overall the camera is not good, guys. I mean, even in even in daylight there is no much detail. So overall the camera is pretty much useless. But anyway, let's have a look at the photos and we're gonna jump to the conclusion later on.
Hello guys and welcome to Walking Project. Today we're gonna do a quick camera test of the Leagoo Kiicaa mix. I'm really not sure if that's the right pronunciation, but I don't really care, to be honest with you. Now we're gonna have a look at the front camera first, of course. In the options there is totally no option for any kind of stabilization for the front or for the back camera, so I can assume that there is none. You gotta be careful with your thumb, by the way, because the only option to film with this phone because of the camera positioning is with your left hand. So now we are filming in 1080p actually from the front camera, which is nice. And let's see if there's any sort of stabilization going on. Oh, there isn't, guys. I guess there isn't. But anyway. Okay, so that's 1080p from the back camera, guys. Again, I've got no idea whether do we have any sort of stabilization or not, but the only way to tell is when I upload this files to the computer. But in order to check this one out, we're gonna do a quick sprint over here to see if the phone is stabilizing or not. I'm sorry about the wind, by the way. Now, for some awkward reason, you can actually take videos with the secondary 2 megapixel monochrome cameras, guys. And I don't know what you see, we're gonna discuss that later on, but on the screen it looks absolutely ridiculously bad, guys.
Now, where does it leave us with the Leagoo Kiicaa Mix, guys? Is definitely worth $100 because this phone gets so much right. The screen is absolutely brilliant, guys. The performance is very good. You've got a reliable fingerprint reader and the overall design and build quality is very good. Now, on the negative side, I would say that the camera is trash, but I mean, let's face it. There is no phone at about $100 which are going to give you a good camera experience. Now, if you use it for taking some notes or shooting this and that, it's gonna be okay. But if you go on holiday, don't rely on this phone, guys. Okay, so what's coming up next on Vlogin Project, guys? That's the Moto X4, the best premium mid-range phone money can buy, which screen is actually not that good compared to the Leagoo Kiicaa Mix, which is surprising. What else do I have? I've got the Xperia XZ over here. I know I'm 2 years late, but we're gonna see if it's still worth it in 2018, guys. And now the bonus entry, the bonus meme, the bonus phone is the Oukitel K10000. Why 10,000? Because the battery inside that beast is 10,000 milliamp hours of battery, guys. That's ridiculous, but I'm gonna keep that for the next reviews. So thank you very much for watching, guys. If you haven't subscribed, I wonder why you're still watching this video. So yeah, thanks again and see you in the next one. Adios.